You guys, Amazon Prime was never my favorite streaming service, but now I can't stop watching it. Hello everybody and welcome back to another episode of TV Time with Maggie. If you guys haven't been here in a while, I have a little bit of a new setup. I'm trying it out. Let me know if you guys like it. For those of you who are new here, welcome. My name is Maggie, and if you like anything television, representation in the media, women in film and television, all things Latinx, please subscribe, share with your friends, and follow me at PinkLeo_productions on Instagram for more content. Now, I have to be completely honest, Netflix was always my first choice for streaming. However, 2020 has exhausted everyone's streaming service, and even though I'm really into HBO Max, Amazon has really, I feel like, either has stepped up their game or I just been blind this entire time and I just came on the Amazon Prime bandwagon. Even though I've always watched things like Fleabag, I've always watched The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel on here, and I've also given Undone a try, the television series that made me fall in love with Amazon was actually Upload. I wrote this piece on Upload and Classism, so I'm gonna put the link down below for my blog, but I want to talk about all these amazing shows that I've been watching on Amazon Prime. Alright guys, so let's talk about Upload. If you love Greg Daniels, if you guys like The Office, Parks and Rec, or even something like The Good Place, you are going to fall in love with Upload. Also, for my Black Mirror fans who are into a little bit of comedy, this is the show for you.
We're losing him.
Do we really want to upload? We could be together forever.
You're so amazing. But forever is just like so long.
Ablo tells the tale of a young man who lives in a futuristic society very similar to ours in the near future, where when we pass away, instead of us going into the ground, our consciousness are uploaded into a virtual digital reality where we can live off the rest of our lives. But it all depends on how much money you have. The amount of money you have equals the amount of gigabytes that you are given, and the less money you have, the less things you're allowed to do. Like everything that you do in this virtual world, it costs a gigabyte. We have some people that are into the lower ranks of society money-wise, and they, for example, can, every time they cry or show some sort of emotion, a gigabyte is taken away from them. The show also digs into what the futuristic things will be having, especially the merger of larger corporation. Even though this sounds like a very bleak reality, the show does a fantastic job of presenting all of these ideas through a comedic lens. Stars Andy Allo and Robbie Amell do a fantastic job. They have really great chemistry, and it is very it's such a like Black Mirror but a comic relief at the same time. So if you're into those two shows, you will like this one. All right, so again, with the darker comedy theme, we have The Boys. So The Boys is created by Eric Kripke, who created Supernatural. So if you're really into Supernatural, especially the first 5 seasons, you will really like this show. There's going to be a lot of Easter eggs and a lot of the same themes in terms of camaraderie and brotherhood and man-on-man relationships and friendships. The Boys is actually like some sort of satire on our obsession with superheroes. It's now in its 2nd season. The 3rd one will start probably later this year or early next year. And it has a lot of stars from Supernatural. So again, if you're really into that show, you will really like The Boys for that reason. The Boys also features some very traumatic, gruesome scenes. So if you're not into violence, I won't recommend it, but the story is so good. It's so great because it gives you a realistic take on our obsession with superheroes. It actually gives a lot of nods to our obsession with the MCU, and a lot of the characters have some sort of Marvel counterpart.
The greatest superhero team the world's ever seen, the Seven.
I'm the world's greatest superhero. I can do whatever the fuck I want.
So tell me what you want, what you really, really want. I wanna
this. You just pulled the fucking trigger! Sorry!
So if you're really into superheroes and comic books, but also a realistic punch, you would really enjoy this show. I've also been watching a show that came out really recently. I haven't finished it yet, but I will. It's called The Wiles, and it has a really great premise of these young women getting stuck in an island, lost style.
I don't mean to say that what happened wasn't traumatic. To end up where we did, in the middle of nowhere, completely cut off from the lives we left behind. That brings us to the real question, doesn't it? What was so great about the lives we left behind?
But there's a reason behind it, and we're learning about this through a much more framed story where they already came back to the real world, and they're talking about their experience on there. And I really enjoy it because thus far, all of the ladies are very dynamic, they're young, they're fun, and they have a very great dynamic with each other. And it showcases again one of my themes that I'm really looking into are female friendships and female relationships on screen.
My life is out there a million miles away.
There was trauma. But being a teenage girl, that was the real living hell.
Last but not least, I ended the year watching the show Utopia. Now, Utopia is an adaptation of a comic book by the same name. And the premise of it is that there is a comic book that hidden in between its fantastical, gruesome, horror, sci-fi, fantasy story, there are a lot of truths about our biological diseases and biological weapon that we've been seeing throughout these past couple of 10 to 5 years.
Utopia is a story about a rogue scientist who created biological warfare.
You have no idea what the end of the world's going to bring. French cut string beans aren't going to save anybody. Everything in Utopia is real.
When you watch the show, there's a disclaimer that they had to put at the beginning of the show, letting you guys know that all of the works that are presented are works of fiction and they have nothing to do with the pandemic that is going on right now. That's how realistic the show is.
Stern's flu has now been declared a national pandemic.
This is our undoing.
But we can fight it. We'd just be going into the belly of the beast, practically begging to be slaughtered.
Yes. Yeah, what? That's extreme.
The show also features some really great acting and really great storytelling from an ensemble cast. You guys know I love dystopian stories, so this is the type of tale that I live for, and they did such a really great job. And obviously John Cusack is in it, and he, without giving too much away, does a really great portrayal of his character. So if you love mystery, conspiracy, if you like dystopian tales with a little hint of what is going on right now, you might really enjoy this show. I have to warn you, there's a lot of violence in the show, so if you're not really into violence, maybe this is not it for you. I really do feel that giving another streaming service a chance have benefited me, because now I'm watching stories that I didn't have the chance to watch before, and I never really gave Amazon Prime the time of day, to be honest. So I'm very happy with what they're putting out, the content out there, and I really hope that they continue to do so, because I think that they really have great content, but it's not really as advertised, I guess, as Netflix content or Hulu or even HBO Max. Have you guys always been into Amazon Prime? Please tell me down below if this Amazon has always been amazing and I just been blind, or do they have they really stepped up their game? If you guys have watched any of these shows, please let me know in the comment down below, what do you guys think? And I hope that if you haven't, you will take a look at Amazon Prime. There's a little bit of something for everybody. Alright guys, that's it for now. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video. And don't forget to follow me on PinkLeo_productions on Instagram for more content.